During freshman year, most of my teachers hated my guts, and that was a weird thing, right? Because I considered myself to be a pretty good student back in freshman year. The main reason why most of my teachers hated me were these two sounds. Those sounds. And they would hear this sound at least 20 times a class. During freshman year, I tried learning a cool trick with coins. You roll them over your fingers and it looks pretty cool. Like this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but pretty cool, right? Now, I'll let you in on a little insider secret in life. You can't get good at anything unless you practice a lot. And when it's something like rolling a coin across your fingers, that takes a ton of practice. Now, see, here's the thing, right? I couldn't practice my coin tricks at home because my parents hated it. My parents would yell at me and they would take away my coin any single time that they saw me doing it because they thought that it was a waste of time. I even remember this very clearly. One time I was eating food with my family and another family. And so I pulled out my coin and I started doing the coin trick. And my dad's friend was like, "That's very cool, Tony. Very impressive." And I was like, "Thanks." And my dad, he looked super pissed when I did it. But the moment that I failed the trick and I dropped the coin, he gave me this look. So instead of practicing the trick at home and risk annoying my parents, I just did it at school where I could annoy the heck out of my teachers and schoolmates instead. Pog! Let me tell you something that I've learned throughout this entire experience is that the loudest sound ever is when you drop a coin on your desk in the middle of class. The coin itself is kind of loud, but it's not too bad. The loudest part is the silence. The silence that follows after is absolutely deafening, dude. Sometimes I just drop a coin and the room goes absolutely silent. You could hear a mouse fart in that silence, dude. I remember one time the teacher was like in the middle of writing something on the whiteboard and I dropped the coin and she turns around and looks me dead in my small Asian eyes and she says, while maintaining direct eye contact, she says, "Whoever keeps dropping that coin, put it away now." And I was like, oh. And I never practiced the coin trick in her class ever again. And here's the thing, the sound of me dropping my coin wasn't even the worst part. So you know how sometimes coins like roll? And if you drop them on the floor at like a certain angle, they'll just start rolling over to the next freaking dimension, dude. So I'll like drop my coin and it'll just start sprinting to the other end of the room. And obviously, since it's in the middle of class, I can't just be like, "Sorry about that, guys. Just had to get my coin. Professor, you may continue." I can't do that. So I just watch sadly as the coin just rolls underneath somebody's backpack and stays there until the end of class. So sometimes I just have to take the L and let the coin disappear into somebody's hands. Or sometimes I just straight up lose it and never see where it went. And here's the absolute worst part, right? I used to use dollar coins to do my coin tricks because dollar coins are way bigger than quarters. So they're like easier to do coin tricks with. Our school's vending machine gave out change in the form of dollar coins. So I had like a really good supply of them. So I think at some point I must have lost at least like $20 worth of coins. Not even an exaggeration. Like I literally lost at least $20 worth of dollar coins and quarters, which is so cringe. And here's the worst part. The absolute worst part. After I perfected the trick and I got it down perfectly, nobody cared because it's just some Asian kid rolling around a coin on his fingers. Like you can't even see it. If you're looking at me from the other side of the room, you see me like going like this without a coin and you're like, "Oh, that's a weird Asian kid, man." And the reason that I actually tried learning the coin trick was to impress babes. And I remember asking some of my female friends if the trick was cool, and they're like, yeah, like it's a cool trick, but we just saw you fail it like 10,000 times. So it is significantly like not as cool now. They basically said, plugging your coin trick into a moist meter, we're going to give it like a 2%. I'm dry as a bone right now, 0 moisture, and I just have to sit there and take it. and realized that I wasted all of that time learning how to like roll a coin across my fingers, and I wasted all that time to impress 0 babes. Think of it like landing a cool combo or a move in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like you're in a match with somebody and you finally land the epic move. And then you're like, hey, what's up? Why is nobody cheering? What happened? What? And everybody's like, yo, homie, we just saw you miss that move 20 times in a row. And you accidentally killed yourself trying to execute the move one time. Like, what do you want us to say? Your coolness points have drastically decreased because of how many times you've whiffed the trick. So at this point, you might be like, oh, okay, so you stopped with the coin. You gave up on impressing babes, right? Are you done? That's funny, you fools. I never give up on impressing babes, all right? Never. Because later that week, I saw a video about these dudes doing insane things with their pens. Like, I didn't even know that it was possible to do stuff like that. Like, they were doing tricks with their legs, like they were bouncing it off, they were flipping pens on the back of their hands. I would not be surprised if some dude just started shooting them, and then they deflected all of the bullets with their pens. And so I started learning how to do pen tricks, like in the middle of freshman year. I dropped my pen at least 300 times a day in freshman year. And I'm not even exaggerating right now. Literally 300 times a day, at least. I would not be surprised if somebody came up to me, like if God told me, oh, you dropped the pen like actually 500 times a day back in freshman year. I would not be surprised. My AP Human Geography class, I like dropped my pen. And my teacher said, maybe you wouldn't drop it so much if you stop spinning it. And she was genuinely pissed. And then later that week, she told me personally, she's like, if I see you spinning that pen during the AP test, I'll kick you out of the room. And I'm like, are you kidding? All right, that's fair. That's fair. Now here's the problem, right? All of my pens were too short for me to spin them properly. And so they were so short, in fact, that they were not balanced at all. And then I would just sometimes fling them across the room. And so if you were in any class at all with me during freshman year, you always had to be like prepared for the off chance that like a pen would just come flying out of nowhere and just take you out right then and there. And you'd have to be hospitalized for the rest of the school year, right? At some point, I specifically wanted a Giga pen, which is like a pen used by professional pen spinners. And it's like a perfect length and it's perfectly balanced on both sides. So I went on Amazon and I asked my mom, can I please get one of these pens? And I found one that was like $3. So I was like, can I please get it? It's only $3. It's only $3. All right. And she looks down at the screen and she's like, huh. And then she proceeds to lecture me for the next 10 minutes about how I don't know anything about the value of money and how I was so stupid for wanting to waste $3 on a pen. And then 3 months later, I was spinning my pen in class and the pen was open and I accidentally stabbed myself in the right eye because my pen went out of control. At first, it didn't hurt too bad, right? I didn't think anything bad had really happened. But then later, I noticed that I couldn't really see anything out of that eye. Like, and my vision was incredibly blurry in that eye. There was no blood, of course. And at first I didn't think anything bad had really happened. Like, my right eye has always been really crap. But after I stabbed myself in the eye, like, my vision became so bad that I could not see somebody holding up their fingers 3 feet away. Like, I could not tell how many fingers they were holding up. So, like, this far away is hard for me to tell. Or, like, a little further. Yeah, that is genuinely difficult. And I can't see anything out of my left eye either. Like, homie, I'm literally Asian. So my right eye is permanently down for the count. And my other eye can't open. So I'm basically blind. So now my main method of seeing is using echolocation. I'm pretty good at it. Like, for example, there's like a computer screen about like 3.5 feet in front of me. Yeah, that's all I got for you. I can't see anything else with my echolocation. But I'm pretty good at it. I guess the moral of the story here is when pen spinning, use balanced pens. And then also don't use pens that are too short. Or just don't spin pens in general, because everybody in your classes will come to hate you and they'll start to associate you with this sound whenever they see you. But yeah, the real moral of the story is subscribe to me on YouTube because I need money for college. I'm uploading every week on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so yeah, any sub that I get helps me a ton, so please sub.